Hey guys, so I promised you earlier that we would do this, so we're doing it. We are going to test out a theory. Will tissue paper work in place of water slide? I don't know, but we're gonna see. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I did it. I took a regular piece of paper, just a regular piece of paper, and I just taped my, I taped this corner and this corner down on the corner of the tissue paper, and then I just trimmed this, and then I put the tape in the tape to keep it stuck. So these are the images that are going on this cup. And this is for a friend, and she's not paying for it. It's a gift from me, so I can try it and not have to worry about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently peel off the tape, and I used painter's tape so that it would come off easier, because you don't want to rip your tissue paper. And I just ripped that. But it's okay because it's at the bottom. I try to keep my tape away. I tried to keep my tape away from my tissue paper. And I have done this method of printing before, just not on a cup. I've done these on candles. And they work perfect for candles, and you can't even tell it's on there. So that's why I thought, hey, maybe it would work for water slide. Okay, so then there we have our tissue paper. You're just going to take some scissors, and we're going to trim around our images just like you would with water slide. It's just you have to be a little more gentle because it is tissue paper. Hi! So I'm just going to trim all of these out, and then we'll get started. I'm going to apply these with Mod Podge. I don't know if there's another way to do that or if another way would work, but I want the best success possible. Because I prefer not strip this cup, but if I have to, I will. But I think Mod Podge will give us the best working time with this, and you won't have to fiddle with it too much, and that's kind of a big deal. You don't want to have to fiddle with your tissue paper a ton on getting it in place because it is so fragile. But it went through my printer just fine. Hi! Comment, let me know if you're here, say hi. Don't be shy. I won't bite, I promise. Yay, Kim, you made it to this one. I was going to do it on the one earlier, but I went into my pictures and I did not have the pictures on my computer. The last time I'd done this cup, I had printed them at my dad's. It was apparently before I got my printer, so I had to dig them out of my email. Alright, so I have all of my images here, and you should be able to see those okay because they're on that black background. So I'm going to grab a paintbrush to use with my epoxy. Or not epoxy, I'm sorry. I'm not using epoxy, I'm using Mod Podge. It's okay, Kim. I understand. Life happens and people get busy and you miss it. I tried to tag you, but it wouldn't let me tag anybody, so I don't know. I don't really know how lives work so much yet. Yes, Kim, it is gift tissue. It's just plain old tissue paper that you would wrap up a present with. I don't know if you saw the beginning, but what I did was I just took a regular piece of printer paper and I just taped it on with painter's tape and fed it through my printer, and it printed perfect. It fed through perfect. So we're going to see if this works. Save a lot of money if it does, right? Alright, so I'm hoping that y'all can see, hopefully, what I'm doing. I can't, maybe I can put you up a little taller. Ow. Watch out, baby boy. Alright, let me see what that looks like. See if that'll work better so that y'all can see what I'm doing. Yeah, me too. I love saving money. I don't like to spend any more than I have to, especially when it's a business and you're trying to, you know, ignore all the mess over here. I've been working on cups all day long. And so I have glitter and paint and everything all over the place. Okay, so I think, whoo, if I don't tempt that cup over, I think you can see, okay, I'm gonna put the image right here. And I can zoom you in a little bit so you don't have to look at all my mess over there. Alright, so I've got my Mod Podge, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna figure out where I want the image to be placed. Once I have that figured out, I'm going to Mod Podge the back of this. I'm going to try that first. So what I'm going to do is just kind of hold it here on the cup, and I'll just kind of Mod Podge the middle of it. And then I'm not going to Mod Podge the whole thing so that I can work with it. And then I'm just going to smooth it out in the middle here where I put the Mod Podge, and then I will go under the edges with my Mod Podge and smooth it down. I'm just going to work in little sections because I've never done this and I don't want to ruin it. And you want to make sure to get as many wrinkles out as you can. That's the only thing that I see might be an issue with this is the wrinkles. We'll have to see what it looks like whenever it's final. Oh, some of her dress tore off there. Just going to take that off. Good thing is these images are a little forgiving. And it might be better maybe if I use my brush to smooth it than my finger, because my finger is starting to stick to the Mod Podge. So now I'm just going to go and brush that image down. So far I don't think it looks too shabby. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. I had that one little uh-oh where I ripped it, but it's because I was doing it with my finger. Alright, so then I'm going to add this one here. That's kind of where I want it. So again, I'm going to, actually this time I'm going to try just applying it to the cup in a big like square shape and see how that works. Because we're just playing, right? I will probably at least seal mine with Mod Podge, or maybe seal with a clear spray before I epoxied. I did not seal this before I started this part of it. This is just straight off the printer. And so far it's not running. I'm surprised. But I didn't want to seal it because I wanted to see if you had to. If it ran, I'll just fix it. So far, no sealer required, but I wouldn't put epoxy on it without sealing it. At least one coat. let me finish, Jennifer, putting these images on. I have these exact same images on another cup in there. And they're the exact same images on this exact same glitter, but it's with water slide. So I will show you the difference. Kim, I don't know. I don't have a laser printer. I have an inkjet. So I'm not real sure if it would work or not. I think that would probably be just like a try it and see kind of deal. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't, because I may be wrong about this. I'm not an expert at printers, but I think on a laser, I don't think it touches the paper, so it might actually work better. But I don't know that for sure, so don't quote me on that because I'm not that tech savvy. But mine is an inkjet printer, so. But I would think if you could feed it through it, that it would work. And this stuff is just as finicky as the water slide about the wrinkles and stuff. And it's just, I'm sure practice makes perfect with this, I would think. But hey, if it works. If you don't use your water slide a ton, it would be great. If you use it a lot, I don't know if I'd want to go through the troubles of it, really. Of putting it on the paper. Or, yeah, taping it to the paper. Okay. And one more. We have the lips. Kim, the edges actually are starting to kind of disappear. I'll try to get a real up close one here in just a second and see if you can see it. Trying to smooth the wrinkle out. Perfect. A little bit more with the brush. You got to keep your brush nice and wet, otherwise it tears the paper. Just an FYI. All right, let's show you the kiss. I feel like it bled a little bit, so maybe we should seal these beforehand. Let me grab that other cup real fast and show you the difference. Okay. So, let me show you this up close real quick. Up really close, you can see the edges a little bit. But I'm thinking when you epoxy it, those edges would disappear just like water slide does. And so, I'm going to take you off the tripod. And I'm going to take you with me because that cup I was going to show you and compare to is actually on the turner. Goodness, I'm tripping over everything on my way in here. All right. So let me put a stop to my turner and turn y'all around. So there's that one. Oops. Sorry, trying to get it up there for you. There's the two lips next to each other. It's the same exact glitter, same exact images. The only difference is that the one that says Ashley, that one's on water slide, and the one that's on the other cup is tissue paper. So let me spin it so you can see the image because it is black and white. Of course, the one that's on the turner is epoxied, I'm thinking that I'll get more glitter through the image once it's epoxied. Because I'm thinking that the liquid is going to kind of melt that tissue paper a little bit. So let me turn her some more. We'll just keep comparing all the images. So there's those two. And those two. So what do y'all think? I think it turned out pretty good. Of course, I'll have to post a picture tomorrow when I get it epoxied so you can see what that looks like. You're welcome, Kim. I'm really hoping that when I get the epoxy on, it looks like stunning. Same, Jennifer. I think it's pretty darn close. We'll have to see once I get it epoxied so that we can really get a true tell, because the one that's on the turner is epoxied. That's its second coat. So hopefully this one will hold up to epoxy. Shayla, what I did, let me put y'all back on the tripod so I can show this. I took a regular piece of printer paper and I used painter's tape, little strips of it. I lined the tissue paper up at the corner here and here, went ahead and taped the top and the side, and then I trimmed over here and over here, and then I taped them to the paper. Up here on the top, what I did was I just put it on top of the tissue paper, and then I just folded it over like this. And I did that for all four sides, and I just made sure that none of my tape would be overlapping where the image would be. And then I just fed it through like a regular sheet of paper. And once I finish the video, you can always come back and look at the beginning and you can see it actually on this piece of paper, because I showed in the beginning and then I took it off as well, so you'll be able to see that. But it was pretty easy. I was afraid that it might tear a little bit because I've not ever used this printer, but I used to do these with candles all the time, and they feed great through the printers I've sent them through. I have a Canon, little cheapo $35 printer from Walmart right now. I guess I can move this up so you can see my face. But anyways, I used to use them for candles, and when you used them on the candle, the edges completely disappeared once you heated the candle up, and the candle wax got on the edges. So that's why I'm thinking once we epoxy this, I'm pretty sure if it works like the candles, the edges will completely disappear. But that's what we're hoping for anyway. So I'm going to epoxy this first thing in the morning, and I would throw it on there right now, but I wasn't thinking. And there's 9 cups on my turners, and one's broke, so I can't put any more on tonight because they were literally just put on there. Anybody got any more questions before I go? I know, Kim, I can't wait. I'm so excited because, like, if this works, it's going to be brilliant. And a big money saver, which I'm super excited about. I've been buying my water slide from Hobby Lobby. It's like little 5x8 sheets, and it's like 11 bucks. Well, of course, you can only use one 40% off coupon, and like I can go through one in a day because I do a lot of water slides. So I have to buy several, and it's just expensive. And so I have one in my cart on Amazon, but it's 20 bucks. But I think there's 28.5 by 11 sheets in there, so that'll be better, but I haven't ordered it yet. And this cup I had to get done tonight, so I was just trying to be creative and figure something out because I had to get it done now. So, all right, well, if y'all don't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and get off here and finish dinner and all that good stuff. I showed you what I wanted to show you. That's a good idea, Jennifer, for real. I never thought about that at all. I usually make like my husband and my mom go and I dish out money and we all get on at the same time. That's what I've been doing when I can get both of them together to go. My husband's a truck driver, so he doesn't get to go very often, but so, all right. Well, if y'all have any questions, just comment and I will try to answer them. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this so I can get back to dinner, and I will see y'all next time.